It's the year 1342. Smoke rises over the fortified town of Hennebon, a desperate battle raging at its gates. French soldiers advance, siege engines hammer the walls, and yet, on the battlements, rides an unexpected figure. Clad in armor, sword in hand, she is no ordinary commander. She is Joanna of Montfort, a noblewoman turned warrior, and she is about to make history. Our story takes place in the 14th century, a time of chaos, war, and political intrigue. The 100 Years' War between England and France has just begun, but another war is brewing, one that will tear Brittany apart. In 1341, the Duke of Brittany dies without a clear heir, sparking a bitter civil war. Two factions emerge, one led by Charles of Blois, supported by the French king, Philip VI, and the other by John of Montfort, who turns to England for help. But John is soon captured, leaving his wife, Joanna of Montfort, to take up the fight. And she does, with fire and steel. In May 1342, Charles of Blois marches on Hennebon with a massive French force. His goal? To crush Joanna's resistance and claim Brittany. The defenders, heavily outnumbered, prepare for a brutal fight. But the French army makes a mistake. Before they can set up proper siege lines, a group of overzealous mercenaries charges ahead, trying to force an early victory. The battle spirals out of control. Seeing her chance, Joanna orders a counterattack. The defenders push the French back in a chaotic retreat, cutting down many and even setting fire to their camp. Joanna isn't just leading from the safety of the walls. She rides through the streets in full armor, rallying her troops, earning her the nickname the Flame of Brittany. After their failed assault, Charles of Blois changes tactics. He orders a full blockade, planning to starve the defenders into surrender. Supplies run low, and morale begins to falter. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and Joanna has a bold plan. One night, under the cover of darkness, Joanna and a small force slip out of the city. They ride hard, breaking through enemy lines and making for the coast. Her mission? To reach the English and bring reinforcements before Hennebon falls. Days pass. Inside Hennebon, the situation grows dire. The French prepare for their final assault. But then, on the horizon, ships appear. Sir Walter Mauny, an English knight, has arrived with fresh troops and supplies. The besiegers panic. Before they can react, the English land, storming the French positions and breaking the siege. The tables have turned. The French army withdraws, and Joanna's defiance becomes legend. But the war is far from over. Though the siege is lifted, the Breton Civil War drags on. Joanna fights for years, securing English support, but her husband dies before he can reclaim Brittany. The war finally ends in 1364, when their son is recognized as Duke of Brittany. Joanna of Montfort's story is one of courage and resilience. In an era when women were rarely seen on the battlefield, she defied expectations, led armies, and secured her family's claim against overwhelming odds. The Siege of Hennebon is more than a medieval battle. It's a tale of defiance, strategy, and an unbreakable will. What do you think? Could you have stood your ground like Joanna? Let us know in the comments.